A quadriga is a car or chariot drawn by 4 horses abreast. It was raced in the ancient Olympic Games and other contests. It is represented in profile as the chariot of gods and heroes on Greek vases and in bas-relief. The quadriga was adopted in ancient Roman chariot racing. Quadrigas were emblems of triumph, victory and fame, often are depicted as the triumphant woman driving it. In classical mythology, the quadriga is the chariot of the gods. Apollo was depicted driving his quadriga across the heavens, delivering daylight and dispersing the night. The word quadriga may refer to the chariot alone, the 4 horses without it, or the combination. Modern quadrigas. Some of the most significant full-size freestanding sculptures of quadrigas include, in approximate chronological order, 1793 the Berlin quadriga was designed by Johann Gottfried Schadow in 1793 as the quadriga of victory, perhaps as a symbol of peace. Located atop the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, Germany, it was seized by Napoleon during his occupation of Berlin in 1806, and taken to Paris. It was returned to Berlin by Field Marshal Gebhard von Blücher in 1814. Her olive wreath was subsequently supplemented with an iron cross. The statue suffered severe damage during the Second World War, and the association of the Iron Cross with Prussian militarism convinced the Communist government of East Germany to remove this aspect of the statue. After the war, the Iron Cross was restored after German reunification in 1990. c. 1815 The Carrousel quadriga is situated atop the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel in Paris, France. The arch itself was built to commemorate the victories of Napoleon, but the quadriga was sculpted by Baron François-Joseph Beausire to commemorate the restoration of the Bourbons. The restoration is represented by an allegorical goddess driving a quadriga, with gilded victories accompanying it on each side. 1819–29 The quadriga on the General Staff Building on the Palace Square in St. Petersburg. 1828–32 The quadriga on the Alexandrinsky Theatre in St. Petersburg. c. 1841 The Panther quadriga on the Semperoper in Dresden. 1845–48 The quadriga on top of Thorvaldsen Museum in Copenhagen by Herman Wilhelm Bissen and Stefan Ussing. c. 1850 The quadriga on the Bolshoi, above the portico of the Bolshoi Theatre designed by sculptor Peter Klott von Jurgensberg. c. 1852 The Siege Store in Munich is topped by a lion quadriga created by Martin von Wagner. 1868 The quadriga on the Ducal Palace in Braunschweig was destroyed in 1944 during the Second World War. It was reconstructed in 2008 and is considered as the largest one in Europe. c. 1902 Quadrigas on the Grand Palais in Paris, the work of French sculptor Georges Rachipon. c. 1900 Atop the arch at Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn, New York, Lady Columbia, an allegorical representation of the United States, rides in a chariot drawn by 2 horses. 2 winged victory figures, each leading a horse, trumpet Columbia's arrival. The sculptor was Frederick William McMonnies. c. 1900 Victory in Progress, horse-drawn chariots by J. Massey ride on the Wayne County Building in Detroit, Michigan, though each of the 2 chariots is drawn by 3 instead of the customary 4 horses. 1895 The quadriga of Brabant, situated on top from Parc du Cinquantenaire, built for the 50 years of Belgian independence, in Brussels, Belgium, was built by Thomas Vincotter and Jules Lager. 1906 Progress of the state at the Minnesota State Capitol is unique for being entirely covered in gold leaf, and is situated above a building entrance rather than a triumphal arch. It was sculpted by Daniel Chester French and Edward Clark Potter. 1911–35 The monument of Vittorio Emanuele II, or Il Vittoriano, in Rome, Italy features 2 statues of Goddess Victoria riding on quadrigas. 1912 The Wellington Arch quadriga is situated atop the Wellington Arch in London, England. It was designed by Adrian Jones. The sculpture shows a small boy leading the quadriga, with peace descending upon it from heaven. 1919–23 The former Banco di Bilbao headquarters at No. 16 Calderal Cala in Madrid, now part of Banco Bilbao Vizcaya Argentaria, features 2 quadrigas on a commercial building. The building was designed by Ricardo Bastida, with the sculptor of the chariot Higinio Barthrus, and other sculptures by Quentin del Arthur. The charioteers are helmeted men standing on the handrails of the chariots. Height to plinth, about 87 feet. 2002 The Grand Theatre, Warsaw features a quadriga reflecting the original 1833 plans for the building, but not commissioned and executed until 2002. Gallery, Brandenburg Gate Quadriga at night. Quadriga, Wellington Arch, London. Brabant raising the national flag, or Quadriga of Brabant, Parc du Cinquantenaire, Brussels. Quadriga, Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, Paris. Buddy Bear Quadriga in Berlin, Kurfürstendamm 21. Quadriga, Grand Theatre, Warsaw. A quadriga sculpted by Peter Klott von Jurgensberg at Bolshoi Theatre.